Hey guys, Nethermore here. Today I have for you 3 short, scary stories. So cozy up around the campfire, ignore that urge to look behind you, and prepare for a scare. There was a hunter in the woods, who, after a long day of hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached, and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by many portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hatred. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. Making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces, he turned to face the wall, and exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. Face down in an unfamiliar bed, he turned blinking in unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows. A man went to a hotel and walked up to the front desk to check in. The woman at the desk gave him his key and told him that on the way to his room, there was a door with no number that was locked. No one was allowed in there. She also said that under no circumstances was anyone to look inside of the room. Following the instructions of the woman at the front desk, he went straight to his room and went to bed. The next night, his curiosity would not leave him alone about the room with no number on the door. He walked down the hall and tried the handle. Sure enough, it was locked. He bent down and looked through the wide keyhole. Cold air passed through it, chilling his eye. What he saw was a hotel bedroom, like his, but in the corner was a woman whose skin was completely white. She was leaning her head against the wall, facing away from the door. He stared in confusion for a while. He almost knocked on the door out of curiosity, but decided not to. This disinclination saved his life. He crept away from the door and walked back to his room. The next day, he returned to the door and looked through the wide keyhole. This time, all he saw was redness. He couldn't make anything out besides a distinct red color, unmoving. Perhaps the inhabitants of the room knew he was spying the night before, and had blocked the keyhole with something red. At this point, he decided to consult the woman at the front desk for more information. She sighed and said,
"Did you look through the keyhole?"
The man told her that he had, and she said,
"Well, I might as well tell you the story. A long time ago, a man murdered his wife in that room, and her ghost haunts it. But these people were not ordinary. They were white all over, except for their eyes, which were red."
Fingers trembling with excitement, I opened the package. Just as I'd hoped, it was the camera I'd won on eBay. With mild delight, I realized I had received a better deal than I had planned, because the previous owner had left the memory card in the slot. Before sending an email to the seller alerting him of the mistake, I decided to see if anything was on it. Setting the camera on slideshow, I watched the camera display a picture of a shipping label. My confusion turned into horror, as the next image was of a person brutally murdered. The rest of the card was alternating pictures of mailing addresses, followed by a murder scene. The last image was of the shipping label from the box I'd just opened. This has been a reading from Nethermore. Thank you very much for listening. If you want to see more from my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe to let me know. Until next time.